Okay, get yourself ready for your evening relaxation restorative yoga practice. So just get yourself an extra blanket. Make sure that you're really warm. That's a real priority because you can't really relax if you're not warm. So have extra blankets, have an extra blanket underneath you as well, because a yoga mat can be a little bit cold to lay on for any long length of time. Have a couple of blocks for underneath your feet, have a bolster for underneath your knees, and then have a folded blanket for your head. If you can cover your eyes, then that's always good. You can use a eye pillow like this, or you can just cover your eyes with just a little bit of material. Something heavy is quite good, just because it helps to quieten your brain. Because when there's some gentle weight on the eyes, it stops your eyes from moving around in sockets, or at least it minimises it, and then that helps you to quieten. So just get yourself warm, comfortable, and cover your eyes if you can. Allow yourself to just indulge in these first couple of moments, enjoying the sensation of release into the floor. Letting the body just really indulge in the straight line of the floor. Let the body completely relax. So at this time of day, we've probably been on the go all day, and this is a really nice opportunity to finally relax for the evening. So just let the muscles of the arms and the legs completely relax. Unhook the muscles of the arms and the legs so that the body becomes heavy on the ground. Often we have an unhealthy relationship with the word heavy, but actually allowing the body to become heavy is one of the first steps in allowing the body to relax. So let the body fall into the floor like a dead weight. Let the muscles of the arms and the legs unhook from the bones. Draw your attention into the breath. Just feeling the rise and the fall of the chest and the abdomen with the in-breath and the out-breath. Allow the out breath to be a moment of complete release. Let go of the physical body. So focusing on this idea of letting the muscles completely release. We hold our tension with our muscles, and so we can release our tension with the muscles. Draw your consciousness into the soles of your feet so that they tingle with awareness. Draw your attention into the soles of the feet and allow the soles of the feet to completely relax. Draw your attention into the soles of the feet and allow the soles of the feet to completely relax. Draw your attention into the tops of the feet. Again, so that the skin tingles with consciousness. Draw your attention to the tops of the feet and allow tops of the feet to completely relax. Letting the skin of the tops of the feet soften like smoothing clay. Just relaxing the tops of the feet, and then draw your attention into the shins and the kneecaps and the thighs. Allow the fronts of the shins to sink into the calf muscle. Allow the kneecaps to soften into the backs of the knees. Allow the fronts of the thighs to sink into the backs of the thighs. Allow the legs to completely relax. Let the fronts of the thighs sink into the backs of the thighs, the fronts of the knees to sink into the backs of the knees, the shins to sink into the bed of the calf muscle. So we're not trying to go beyond relaxation. We're just trying to incorporate it into our practice. Draw your attention into the pelvis and the abdomen. Allow the body to let go of any tension around the abdomen. Gently soften the abdomen and the pelvis. And then draw your attention into the rib cage. Feel the rib cage expand with the in-breath and deflate with the out-breath. Relax the pelvis and the abdomen and draw your attention into the rib cage. Feeling that as you inhale, the intercostal muscles between the ribs expand and they contract as you exhale. Inflate the lungs to their fullest and then just sink into the ground with the exhalation, allowing the muscles around the ribs to completely relax with the out-breath. With an exhalation, allow the shoulders to completely soften and relax. With each exhalation, allow the shoulders to sink into the ground, letting the arms completely relaxed. Softening the muscles of the arms. With an exhalation, allow your arms to totally relax. Let the arms flop into the floor, let the muscles of the biceps completely soften. Soften the arms from the shoulders all the way down into the elbows and the wrists and the palms. Soften the upper arms in the sockets all the way down into the elbows. Release the elbows into the floor, release the wrist muscles. Let the arms and the hands rest into the floor, and then draw your attention into the neck, softening your neck. And then draw your attention into the face. Be conscious of the facial muscles. Soften the neck and then draw your attention into the skull and feel the skin surrounding your skull. Soften the facial muscles, soften the jaw and the tongue and the throat, and allow the body to just completely let go. Soften the skin around the face, soften the jaw, soften your breath. Observe how the physical body feels lighter than usual. allow the body to completely yield into the ground. Just enjoying the indulgence of relaxation. Just feel that tingling release of lightness that you have released through the pose so far. Okay, in a moment or two we're going to disturb ourselves, so just enjoy this last few moments of peacefulness. Okay, just remove the cover from your eyes if you're using it. Just give your eyes a moment or two to release, to relax. And wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Just bring yourself back into this pose of Shavasana. And then bend your knees. Just bring your feet onto the bolster. Have your knees together, your feet apart for a moment, just resting out your back. And then just gently roll over onto your right side. And then straighten out the top leg, come back up into the seated position. Just cross legs for a moment. Just observe how your energy has changed. Okay. So you can take the blocks away from your feet. Have a bolster for your upper body. So just have block the bolster so that it comes. So you got your bolster kind of long ways like this. This is a oblong bolster. This is nice and kind of yielding for this. But you can use a rounded bolster as well. Have a block with a blanket on top of that. That's going to go for your head, so it's just a little side lying stretch. So you sit with one hip close to the bolster, and you're going to stretch out along so that the bolster is in the armpit chest area, and have the block for your head. And then we're just going to stretch the top arm over the ear. So just make sure that you're going to be warm. You're going to be warm enough. And then stretch the top arm over the ear. If it's uncomfortable, then adjust until it's not comfortable, until it's not uncomfortable. And if the top arm needs some support, if the shoulder needs a bit of support, then put a block underneath your hand. Otherwise, just use the pose to totally release. So, as you know, as we progress into the sequence, I'll speak less and less so that you're not listening to me witter on. You've got the opportunity to just relax. So just completely release into the floor. Okay, bring that top arm back onto your hip, but we're going to stay on our side for the moment. So don't get up yet. Bring the two arms together. So they're just in a little right angle. Bring the two palms together. And you're going to keep your knees where they are. You might have to adjust the lift for your head a little. So you can keep the hand that's close, the arm that's closest to the ground on the ground. But the other arm, so the two hands are together at the moment, so the elbows are above each other. So the top arm, you're going to reach up to the ceiling, keeping the elbow bent, and then roll that arm out to the side. So it's a little spinal twist. So you keep the elbows bent, chest is facing the ceiling, your head stays on the lift. And that upper facing arm, you allow gravity to draw the elbow down to the floor. It won't get to the floor. It might feel quite strong in the shoulder, so you can just put a block underneath the outsides of the hand, the back of the hand, if it's too strong. So just a little spinal twist, but a really good shoulder opener. Okay, and then just bring that elbow back down onto the floor, just so that you're on your side again. Your two hands are together. And then push the bottom elbow into the floor, push yourself up into a seated position. And then just observe your energy. Observe how the energy around the shoulders and around the neck, around the chest have changed. So we'll do the other side. So sit with the other hip close to the bolster. Keep the knees bent. And then just stretch yourself out along the bolster. And the other arm on the floor this time. Just keep that elbow in a little right angle. And then you're just going to bring that top elbow over the ear. So you keep the knees bent and just allow the body to release into the floor. Again, just adjusting if the body doesn't feel properly supported or uncomfortable. Just adjust until you feel comfortable. Allowing the body to just flop into the floor. Try and breathe evenly into both lungs, evenly out both lungs. Okay, bring that top arm back, just rest it on your hip for a moment. Keep your knees where they are, and then bring that top arm just so that the two hands are touching. The elbows are one above the other. So we're going to do our supported open twist on the other side. So keep the arm that's on the floor, just keep it there, and then bring the other out to the side. So a little gentle, well, not so gentle actually, twist on the spine, but a nice opening of the shoulder, of the inner shoulder. You can put a block underneath that hand if it's uncomfortable. Just adjust until you're comfortable if it's too strong. Okay, bring that arm back over to your side, the side that you started on. Have the hands together, the elbows close together. And then straighten out the top leg, push yourself up into seated position, just coming into cross legs. Just observing the feeling of lightness and energy that you have released. Okay. Just have the bolster underneath your back. So just a long bolster like this and a folded blanket from underneath your head. We're just going to do the heart pose, which is another good chest opener. So you're just going to stretch your legs out. Just guide yourself along the bolster, down along the bolster. Have the blanket from underneath your head. Sometimes I find in this pose particularly just the single folded blanket isn't enough, so you might want to just fold it over, get the blanket folded over again so that it's a big chunky pillow from underneath your head. That feels really nice. So just get it into the back of the neck, supporting the back of the head, and then let the body just rest. Palms facing the ceiling. Let the legs totally relax. You can always cover your eyes again, using your eye pillow if you prefer. Okay, push your elbows into the floor, push yourself up into a seated position, just with legs outstretched or in cross legs. Just observe how your energy has changed. And take the bolster out from behind you. Just have the folded blanket for your head. Have a bolster for underneath your knees. And then just for the last couple of minutes, we'll finish in the way that we began, with the body just resting into the ground. In our basic relaxation pose. Just feel how maybe your energy feels different. Maybe there is an innate lightness radiating from the core of the bones and into the muscles and into the organs. Use your in-breath and your out-breath to distribute that down into the tips of the toes and into the tips of the fingers and up into the top of the head. Okay, when you're ready to disturb yourself, wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers, bring your feet onto the bolster, have the feet apart and the knees together, resting your back into the floor. And then when you're ready, gently roll over onto your right side, stay down for a breath or two. And then straighten out the top leg, come back up into a seated position. Just come into cross legs with your hands in the masti. Just a final spinal lift. Drawing your breath in through your nose down into the abdomen. Be conscious of the energy that you have released through your practice. A good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the extensions and the relaxation poses bring to the body and to the mind. And then draw the chin forwards and down to make contact with the chest. Spend a moment to acknowledge the positive energy you have created inside. And then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then gently release the backs of your hands down toward your knees. Palms facing upwards. Bring the tip of the index finger together with the tip of the thumb, just a gesture of wisdom, of physical intelligence and peacefulness that we can carry into our evening. Gently open your eyes, allow the focus to gently come back. Thank you very much. Thank you. So hopefully you feel as though you have lifted your energy a little, giving yourself some really good energy for your evening. So thank you very much for joining me.